Hey, welcome back, Big Orange Fanatics. We got a ton to dive into today, Bob. Of course, where are we in this fall camp right now? We'll get into that, where we think what we know, where we're going. Um, we got big recruiting news. We got a lot of other things to talk about too, Bob.
Yeah.
But let's start off with kind of a funny story. Uh, we have a sign giveaway that's apparently still going on.
Still
Uh,
going. Yeah.
You can put it up above your uh, door to slap when you go in. Put it on a table. It's got a stand for it. But the funny story is we gave it away and tried for almost a month to find the guy who won it. No response back from him. So last week we pulled out a name out of the list, and it was really someone I couldn't even pronounce. I had to spell it out. Well, I now know that it was kind of pronounced gnarly, and the reason I know that is it's because it was my youngest son. He's got his own video channel, a video game channel. And we'd already pulled out, Bob, I mean, your son had put it, had left comments, our
Yeah.
brother had left comments. We pulled out all those family member names, got them out of there,
Right.
you know. But what we didn't have was, I didn't know he was responding from his own channel there. So,
Yeah.
so third time's the charm, people. At the end
Yeah.
of the video, we're going to pull another name. And
Right.
we will be giving this son gun away.
Somebody wants it signed.
Yeah. He can't prove it yet.
Yeah.
But well, on that note, Bob, let's kind of dive into it. Let's start with just a little bit, maybe a little bit about the scrimmage, but I think everyone knows pretty much what's happened there. But we'll talk about that and where are we in camp now?
Right. Well, the second scrimmage, Tim, we had a bump from the offense. Offense played better. Passing game played better. All three quarterbacks was better. Uh, and there's some separation, it seems. At this point in the thing, it appears that Joey Aguilar is going to be the starting quarterback. Now, will Heupel name him the starting quarterback right now, or does he wait until kickoff?
Well, I
Uh,
definitely don't expect it this week. I will say that he might do it the following week at some point.
I mean, there's no real advantage to doing it. I mean, the kids know who it is. Um, it, you know, uh, coaches are always just kind of playing the cat and mouse kind of thing. So just right why you don't mention injuries, suspensions before games. You don't want to give the other team any kind of prep work. They want him to prep for
No,
Aguilar,
he's old
Jr., and
school.
McIntyre.
He's old school when it comes to that. He might
Oh yeah,
run a contemporary offense, but when it comes to injury reports and anything of that nature,
very vague.
yeah.
Yeah, like we mentioned once before, a guy could have his leg cut off and he's back. He'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, day to day. Day to day.
Day to day. So yeah, that appears to be the big news coming out of the scrimmage. The second big news out of the scrimmage was um, Hobbs. That
Bad,
Hobbs
bad news. Yeah.
going to be out a few games. Austin Price seems to think it might be somewhere around Mississippi State. So somewhere around a 6 week issue there.
Ankle, foot,
Yeah, looked
foot.
like a foot, ankle. So it's, I don't know if there's a broke bone, maybe it being a 6 weeks thing, sounds like. So I don't know. There'll be more information come out
Yeah.
about that later on.
Kind of
But
when you're a big man in the trenches, you got a bad will. It's hard to get any push, that's for
yeah,
sure.
I
So,
remember that was Shy Tuttle. He, them big guys, man, they struggle with them.
low leg injuries. The question is, Bob, I mean, I think we got some bodies at defensive tackle.
As long
So
as they
the
stay healthy, we're good
But
there.
that's kind of an issue with two of them already.
Yeah.
And well, let's just dive into it. I
I
think
mean, you got Moy. He's one you start,
Jackson Moore, you expect a
and
big year out of him, by the
yeah,
way.
and Bryson Eason. There's your two starters. After that, it's Hobbs was going to be your number three guy.
Yeah, he's
So
going to eat up a lot of snaps.
after that, it's going to be a pretty big rotation. You got the transfer Josh Snell. You got true freshman Isaiah Campbell and Ethan Utley. Those two guys really talented, but they're not big enough. They're not strong enough to eat up a lot of snaps, in my opinion.
No, you do them in short bursts, 2 or 3 snaps, get them off the field.
Uh, and I think that's what you're going to get after the two starters. You're going to get a lot of that kind of stuff.
Quick rotation.
Yeah. Jamal Wallace, he's had a lot of injuries.
Well,
healthy right now.
yeah. But really, he's been a lot of
Well,
just one.
yeah, just one that could be serious.
Yeah, he had the neck injury
Neck
that
issue.
potentially, it looked like for a while, might end his career.
Anytime you hear a neck issue, they're usually career ending.
It could be, yeah.
Nathan Robinson, which have had an injury issue. We need those guys to stay healthy. But if they stay fairly healthy, we're fine.
Yeah.
At that position.
And I wouldn't be surprised too. Obviously on passing downs, we're pulling a defensive tackle and putting a strong side defensive end in. The question is, I guess, really, at this point, does one of those guys maybe pick up a few extra snaps?
Oh yeah, I mean, we're loaded at strong side. I mean, Bailey, Weathersby, Marion Dye,
And Tyree West.
and two or three of them guys like West and Bailey, they definitely big enough to slide in on passing down. So I agree with you, Tim. I think you'll see some of them guys on third and long go inside.
Well, there's no doubt on third
more snaps anyway.
I just wonder if you're going to see something on first and second.
You might. You sure might. The other big news, I feel like, man, from that scrimmage, is Deshaun Brain, man. That dude.
He just continues to stand out.
I think we got a superstar there. I mean, I don't know. I try not to get excited about freshman tight ends. That's a physical position. It's also a
very mental position.
Very mental, yeah. I mean, honestly, behind quarterback.
In Heupel's offense, they ask him to do everything, Bob.
Everything. I mean, you got to block. You got to be an offensive lineman. You got to play wide receiver. You got to learn both positions.
Oh, but by the way, you also might be your fullback too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you look at the NFL. If you won't think tight ends is a hard position, typically it takes 2 or 3 years for an NFL tight end to actually do very much. So that's a mental game position. Not only just, and it's got to be physical as well. But man, I'm really thinking this guy could be something special this year, Tim.
It's possible. I mean, we've waited for Ethan Davis to do that. Okay, I think he's primed to do it now.
Right.
Brame's come in a lot of the same situation. Came in light.
Right.
The difference is, I believe Brame's put on 30-something pounds since he's gotten here.
Right.
So he's
on the fast track to stardom, man. That's what I feel like with him. And something that might speed up his the time on him as far as getting playing time might be the fact that our wide receivers are so thin and they've had injuries in camp. So what I really think we'll see a healthy dose of 2 tight end set, 12 personnel this year. I listened to a podcast earlier this week on the radio there with Tony Basilio. He had Watson Brown on there, and he talked a little bit about how that he loved the 12 personnel and how you really need at least 3 tight ends to play it a lot because somebody's going to get banged up. And then all of a sudden you went from, okay, a staple of your offense to, okay, we got to scrap this offense.
Mm-hmm.
So you really need 3 that you can play there. And I think we may have 3 now.
Potentially we got 4.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I mean, asking to see Brame and Dorsey out on the field much this year, I mean, as true freshmen, it's asking a lot. But everything we're hearing in camp is saying it could be.
Well, in my opinion, Tim, this is the most, and we talked about what my prediction last week about how that I feel like all 4 of these guys have an NFL career ahead of them, to some extent. I think this is the best tight end room we've had down there. I mean, if you count multiple people, I mean, sure, Jason Witten, Hall of Famer, kind of helps that.
Yeah, we're not going to say, I think I'd say any to that level yet.
They're better than Jason Witten, but as far as 4 guys, I mean, I think we got 4 really good tight ends. But on to that, Tim, DeJuan Morris had a good scrimmage, and Marion Dye, who seems like we always got to mention somebody at that strong side defensive end position. Every time we turn around, one of them's making a move.
Well, they are. There's a Garner and the Leo coaches have done a tremendous job since Heupel's been there, bringing talent in and playing talent. Going back to Dwayne Morris, Bob, you talk about the depth of the tight end room, depth of the wide running back room. I think Apple said it's the best it's been since he's been there.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Yeah.
Um, we talk so much about the lack of depth at wide receiver, but look at the depth across the rest of the team. I
Yeah.
mean, across the defensive line for the most part, we're looking at still 12, 13 people probably
Oh,
playing
yeah.
a lot of snaps
Yeah.
this year. We're looking at 4 tight ends. Who knows how many actual rotation Darrell Sims will play at running back, but I think we've got at least 4 guys that can be productive.
I totally agree with you, Tim. And when you
Offensive
start,
line, I think we got some young talent growing into that role of being
I think we got a lot of people, like you said, on the offensive line that's it right there.
at the cusp of being able to
It's
come in.
very
Yeah.
good. And they may be there, you know, they're right there at
To
it.
start the year, I'm not going to say we got 8 or 9 the guys ready to roll. But at the end of the year, I could see us having 8 or 9
Yeah.
bodies or
I
10
too.
that I would not be bothered at all.
When you start talking about the, running back depth chart, Tim, I think that's a good lead into our next subject line, or hopefully our next commit,
Oh, God.
Savion Hiter.
We've been waiting for this for how many months? Or a year? Has it been a year? I mean, it's
been something.
for the longest time.
5-star, top
Yeah.
running back in the country. Going to announce something here in a couple of days. It is his commitment's been the hardest to read. They say from the people that follow this stuff.
He don't talk.
He don't talk.
Family don't talk.
Not letting anything out there. Everybody does believe, unless it's a shocker, and it could be a shocker, but everyone feels like it's a Michigan-Tennessee battle. And it's a 50-50 thing. So we'll see soon. One thing that might help that, Tim.
Actually, there's 2 things that might help, but go ahead with your first
Yeah,
one,
that's
Bob.
true. Actually, 2 things true that come out here just recently.
Mhm.
Number one, the Adidas deal. It appears that that is done a little differently, Tim, than what like some of these other shoe deals.
Well, over the last few years, we've seen Nike and a few other apparel companies, going anywhere between, maybe 7, 8, up to 10 million a year for these companies. Of course,
Right.
and there's even 1 or 2 deals that's rumored to be closer to 20 million a year.
Right.
Of course, it's not all cash though. It's the uniforms that they provide the university, which by the way runs into I think low millions by itself.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some cash that changes hands, but Tennessee has brokered a deal with Adidas because they're wanting to get into the NIL space, and it is. If I had to guess, I would say at least half of that. There's rumored to be a $20 million per year deal for Tennessee, and I'm going to guesstimate if you're looking at what numbers that's thought to be out there, over 10 million of that will be toward the NIL for UT athletes.
Yeah, that's gigantic. Huge.
And it ain't just the
But
money on that. It is the chance to work with a international brand,
right.
real NIL instead of um, just pay for play.
Right. And something, we really didn't talk much about this before, but I was just thinking there's a pretty high profile athlete out there that recruit that's kind of tied to Adidas as well. I don't know if that might help with him.
Well, it can't hurt with Tyreek Keys, the number 1 wide receiver.
Tristan Keys.
Tristan
Right,
Keys.
yeah.
Yeah,
You got 2 different
two
wide
different
receivers.
players.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking of
King.
King.
Tyreek King, yeah.
Yeah, but Tristan Keys, Bob.
Yeah,
He's currently under contract with Adidas. It runs out this year though.
right. Let's renew that thing.
Yeah, and this time I'm sure he would get a lot more as a college person on TV versus just a high school athlete.
Yeah, I could definitely see if he end up having a really good year, or maybe a sophomore, junior year, him being in commercials and stuff. I mean,
So very well could be.
I could see them really, and kind of
Push it.
embrace that. You know what I mean?
But going back to Hiter just for a moment, Bob, another story broke this week.
Right.
Potentially could affect Hiter.
We wish it would affect him much more, because Michigan, they finally got their punishment for, kind of their punishment. for the whole cheating thing they did, where they won a national championship a couple years ago, and probably may have cost us one with the South Carolina deal. In case you didn't know, they absolutely gave the signals to South Carolina. I mean, that's when you start looking at all the little pieces of evidence. They had to give South Carolina. I mean, and there those reasons for it too. But that's a whole, another video. But anyway,
Yeah, I'll talk about it in the comments. We'll talk back with you on it.
yeah.
Um,
And guys, throw something in there in that comment section. We love it when y'all.
yeah, please do talk about who you think will be that starting running back for us this year. How about Bob?
Yeah, I mean that's good.
I think we kind of got 1A, 1B. But what do you think it'd be, Bob?
Man, I don't know, man. Between Bishop and Lewis, it's going to be close. And then you've heard a lot of stuff about Star Thomas here lately, which I don't think he's going to be a starter. But
He made a move.
He made a move. And one good thing about Thomas, we talked a whole lot about Selden. Thought he might be a guy we might be using as a chess piece at running back, at wide receiver. I don't know how much they're working with him to that, but the guy's got great hands, and that's something he did very well at Duke. I could easily see him doing something here like that. I mean, a small package, put him out in a slot position maybe, but I would love it if you have him in there, and then the opposing team, when they break huddle, they don't know, hey, is he at running back? Is he a wide receiver? You're going to have a linebacker covering him? I mean,
it allows you to scheme for mismatches.
Yeah.
Going back to Michigan real fast, Bob, on this NCAA deal. I don't know what other than I think they got off incredibly light. It was a slap on the wrist. It was Signgate. Okay, yes, that's what everybody talks about, the Signgate. Because look, people do try to steal signs all the time.
Yeah.
There's no indication, though, that anyone in the history of college football has went quite to the lengths that Stallions and Michigan went to.
Yeah.
Ever. It's like, yeah, do people try to do things? Yes. Okay. I'm not trying to go 5 miles over speed limit. The big difference between the guys that flashed by me at 45 miles an hour, where we were both speeding, yes. Okay.
Yeah. There's a difference.
There's a difference, though.
Yeah.
And they took it to a competitive advantage that we've never seen. But that wasn't all of it. They also had some recruiting violations on there. In the most part, as we well know, how many times have people talk about when we lost Bruce Pearl because he lied when they was investigating it?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about it. It wasn't just one person lying up in Michigan trying to cover this stuff up. They were throwing phones away. They was deleting messages. They were just not responding. Harbaugh wouldn't even respond to people. Their compliance department told the NCAA that they were met with derision and ridicule anytime they tried to do anything with the football program. It was out of control. How they didn't get a lack of institutional control is beyond me. They said in the thing, they done things that easily would have warranted multiple postseason bans. But basically, all they done was basically show causes to guys who left on their own. Wasn't even fired. They just left. And they just gave them show causes. And the guys are not Harbaugh's not coming back to the college, okay?
Right.
Nobody's hiring Connor Stallions.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, man. And I tell you what, how many times, me and you personally, I don't know if we've talked about it on this channel or not. We've talked about this whole with the NCAA. You don't cooperate with NCAA.
It's a living proof.
You give them the finger, and you tell them to screw off. That's what you do. And you be an alpha to them and tell them, say, hey, we're just gonna, you do this, we'll put you in court, we'll sue you, whatever. You don't be a beta. You don't.
If you roll over, they will make an example of you.
Yes.
If you don't roll over,
twice we have rolled over, and twice we got it.
Well, they attempted to. They kind of let us off a little bit.
A little, but man,
that is only because they let them know if you try to hit us on the Nico plane ride after we went everything above and beyond in our investigation was quoted as being the most helpful, cooperative program they've ever had
Yeah.
in an investigation before, and they still wanted to slam us. And this right here is the exact opposite. They've, I believe, they may have mentioned that the lack of cooperation was unprecedented.
Yeah.
Um,
Then you get Michigan that don't, and they're even trying to appeal what they did get.
yeah, all they basically got was fines.
Yeah. It wasn't even, I mean,
No scholarships, no nothing. And I've heard people go, well, scholarships don't matter in NIL. Well, it didn't until next year
right.
because you could have had somebody put a walk-on NIL. Well, since they're going to do away with walk-ons, they have to be scholarship players. So scholarships matter again.
Right.
Um, but yeah, they got a massive fine. Some people estimate between $20 and $35 million. Um, of course, they also have the second richest man in the world, I believe, as a donor. So Larry Ellison, among other guys, the Barstool Sports guy, Dave Portnoy, yeah, and multiple other guys. The one thing they could afford is what the NCAA went after. Give us your money.
Money. Yeah.
And of course, Michigan's like, oh my God, how dare you take our money from us?
Right.
We're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand that because it's a lot easier to say, you know what, a few billable hours by lawyers. If by any chance NCAA is chickens out and wanting to go to court, it more than pays for the
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. One other thing we're going to quickly talk about is the Big Ten commissioner, Tim.
But yeah, some more silliness and stupidity coming out of Big Ten country. Not surprising. Um, the most they have such a high opinion of themselves up there.
Right.
But Patini is wanting to go ahead and expand the playoffs possibly to 24 or 28 teams. Bob, 28 teams. He's mentioning 7 automatic qualifiers from the Big Ten, 7 from the SEC, 5 from the ACC, 5 from the Big 12, 2 big power or group of 5 conferences, and then 2 at large, which is probably Notre Dame and one other guy. He is wanting automatic qualifiers for the Big Ten so bad because that league is so top heavy.
Yeah. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I'll tell you, I've been on my soapbox before on these videos. There's different opinions out there. I'm sure there's some of you guys that has a different viewpoint on it than I do, but my viewpoint is that I don't like a gigantic number in the playoff. To me, it's a national championship playoff. Only teams that had a legitimate gripe to be called a national championship contender should be in that playoff. There's nobody in there that had 4 losses should say, hey, you know what? We was the best team in the country this year. No, you wasn't. If you can't say that, hey, we might have been the best team in the country or one of the very elite teams in the country, then you don't need to be in the playoff.
Yeah. Now, I can deal with a little bit bigger crowd in that playoff scramble than you do, Bob.
Yeah,
I know you like it really tight.
I'm like a 6-8 team.
Yeah, it don't bother me really to go 12. I won't throw food up against the wall. When we hit 16. Anything past 16, I'll probably will be throwing furniture or whatnot. But because I think that's the outer limits.
Right.
But I mean, look last year. For years, people say if you didn't win your conference, you don't deserve it. Okay, if you didn't win your division in the SEC, you don't deserve it. Even though a lot of years, Florida might have been the best team in the country, and Tennessee might have been the second best team in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, so I have some sympathy toward that thing. But I will say this: Ohio State, they had a run through the playoffs unlike anything we've ever seen.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have made the playoffs just a couple of years ago.
Right. That's true. But I mean, that's
But now they wasn't number. Yeah, they wasn't number 16 either.
Right.
They definitely wasn't number 28.
That's true. Well, the last thing on our table, Tim, is the sign giveaway.
Yeah.
So
please somebody take this.
Yeah, please take it.
Bob, take it one more time. We've done this a few times. Y'all do it.
Mix it up really good here. Mix it up really good. I didn't drop one here.
No.
All right. I got one right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. The winner of this beautiful thing is one Jive Turkey, 25-45. You Jive Turkey, you won.
Jive Turkey. If
Yeah.
you're a Jive Turkey, reply back to the message you did on that video. We will send a little message to you to that one. Reply back and then email us. Our email will be in the.
Yeah, we'll give you all the information there.
Yeah, that's all you need to do, babe. Is email us and we'll get this signed to you. Give us our address.
All right, Bob. Let's hope the third time was a charm on that right there.
That's right. I mean, we'll just keep going until somebody takes it.
Yeah. Or it disappears off my table. I don't know where it went to, Bob.
I don't know, right above your door.
Yeah. I thought one looked just like it.
All right, Tim. Well, I think that's all we got for tonight. What about a go balls, babe?
There you go, Bob, man.
All right.